In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 9, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. IUPUI versus Drake. IUPUI will try to play a much more competitive game than it did in its season opener when it travels to Drake on Wednesday night. The Jaguars looked terrible on Monday night, getting blown out by Iowa State in an 88-39 final. Drake is getting set to open a season that is brimming with high expectations. The Jaguars are off to a rough start that's about to get tougher. The Bulldogs have experience, depth, star power, and lofty goals. If Drake plays down to an opponent of the caliber of IUPUI at home in its season opener, I would be shocked. Even without Wilkins, the Bulldogs' big 3 of DeVries, Penn, and Sturts are talented enough to play with a lot of teams. IUPUI scored just 39 points against the Cyclones and could get outscored by the Drake trio on Wednesday. Sure, the Jaguars were overmatched by Iowa State, but the statistical disparities were pretty evident. IUPUI shot 33.3% from the field with just 2 of 1 3 from three-point range and 9 of 1 6 from the line. The Jaguars were out-rebounded 41-25, beaten in assists 20-4, and coughed up 29 turnovers. If Drake opens up with any semblance of chemistry here, the Bulldogs should have a good shot at a cover. The point spread is big but seems fair, given the talent discrepancies. So the Drake Bulldogs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The under is 4-0 in the Bulldogs' last 4 home games against a team with a losing road record, and 7-0 in their previous 7 home games overall. IUPUI was 349th in the nation in team possessions per game last season and didn't indicate anything's changed against Iowa State with its new roster. IUPUI struggled to put up points down the stretch last year, and those issues continued to be a problem on Monday night. The Jaguars were held to just 39 points by the Cyclones, going under the total for the 10th time in their last 14 games. They have also gone under in each of their last 7 games in the month of November. Drake has experience on both sides of the court, but it was its defense that shone the brightest at the end of last season. The Bulldogs have gone under in 9 of its last 13 games, including 5 straight at home. While the Bulldogs should score easily, the injuries to their key group, while minor, may limit their production and minutes against an inferior opponent. With that said, I don't see the Bulldogs scoring as many points as the Cyclones did versus the Jaguars on Monday. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Monmouth versus Seton Hall. A pair of teams from the Garden State open up their respective 2022 to 2023 schedules on the college hardwood as a member of the Colonial Athletic Association takes on one from the Big East. The Monmouth Hawks are on the road as they make the in-state trek to face the Seton Hall Pirates Wednesday night. Monmouth finished the 2021 to 2022 season 21-13 overall and 11-9 in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. They lost the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference tournament final 60-54 to St. Peter's, who made their magical run to the Elite Eight, ending their season. Seton Hall closed the 2021 to 2022 campaign 21-11 overall and 11-8 in the Big East. They were an 8th seed in the South region of the National Collegiate Athletic Association tournament, where they were routed 69-42 by 9th seeded TCU. In the all-time series between the teams, Seton Hall has won all 13 meetings, including a 75-65 home win in the most recent matchup on November 12, 2017. Monmouth is 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games overall and 13-5 against the spread in their last 18 road games, while the under is 20-7 in their last 27 road games. Seton Hall is 7-20 against the spread in their last 27 home games and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall, while the under is 13-3 in their last 16 Wednesday games. Both of these teams have very new rosters, and frankly, Monmouth doesn't bring much back to the table. Holloway and Rice aren't strangers to one another, as they used to duke it out in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. This time around, Holloway will have the clear talent advantage despite the length the Monmouth Hawks will have defensively. Holloway will want to make a statement win in his opener for the Pirates. Seton Hall shouldn't have any trouble scoring in this one, so the Seton Hall Pirates to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Monmouth was a slower than average team last season as they finished the year 234th in tempo with an average of 66.2 possessions per game. The Hawks were good on the defensive end of the floor, holding teams to a 47.3% effective field goal percentage defense mark, which was 63rd in the country. Opposing teams had an average possession time of 18.4 seconds, which was 337th in terms of possession. Seton was 31st in defensive efficiency, 20th in effective field goal percentage defense, 52nd in three-point field goal percentage defense, and 18th in two-point defense according to Ken Palm last season. The Pirates were middle of the road in tempo, ranking 167th in tempo with 67.3 possessions per contest. Both teams lost a lot of their top depth, and while it was easier for Seton to retool with Shaheen Holloway taking over at head coach to reload and bring guys in, it's still a fairly new roster that needs time to galvanize some chemistry. On the other side, Monmouth's offloaded a ton of talent from last year, and it almost feels like a Niagara team in a rebuild. Seton comes into this game as a big favorite, but they have a lot of question marks surrounding their team to start the season. Monmouth also has question marks, but is in a worse position than Seton is. I'm expecting Holloway to carry his slow pace over from St. Peter's and for the Pirates to slow down Monmouth, but I don't expect a ton of points from Seton either. This should be a low-scoring game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. UMKC versus LSU. The University of Missouri-Kansas Roos travel to Baton Rouge to take on the LSU Tigers to kick off the season for each squad. The Roos finished last season 19-12 and 12-6 in the Summit Conference. They fell in the first round of their conference tournament. The Roos lost their season opener on Monday night, 59-56 to Lincoln. The LSU Tigers finished last season 22-12 overall and 9-9 in the supremely competitive Southeastern Conference. LSU earned an invitation to the National Collegiate Athletic Association tournament but fell in the first round. The Roos are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 road games and 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. The Tigers are 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 home games and 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. The over is 7-3 in Roos' last 10 overall. The over is 4-1 in Tigers' last 5 overall. I'd be extremely surprised if UMKC can stay within 20 points of the Tigers after scoring just 56 points in its season opener and having so much reliance on freshman newcomers. The Roos are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games overall, but this is a new roster and a program that's never faced LSU, not to mention they're 11-19 in the first 3 games since 2012 to 2013. The Tigers are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 Wednesday games and 5-1 against the spread in their last 7 against teams with a losing record. The LSU Tigers have a lot of new players, and it may take some time to get rolling, but the talent gap is quite large. The UMKC Roos just lost their season opener to a Division II school. LSU might take a while to figure it out this season, but they are playing such a terrible team here, they are going to have no issue. UMKC scored only 56 points in the last game, and they aren't going to even reach that point here. Yeah, there's no excuse why LSU shouldn't win this game comfortably. UMKC can't be backed with confidence given how it looked its first time out. Plus 72% of the public leans towards LSU against the spread as well, so the LSU Tigers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. After the Roos scored under 55 points in their home opener, I don't have high hopes for a score of over 50 against LSU's vastly superior defense. The Roos shot under 40% in their opener, and that number will likely remain in that range against the Tigers' tough perimeter defense. The under is 4-1 in the Roos' last 5 Wednesday games. This total is too high for a poor shooting team still trying to find their rotation. LSU could touch 85 points or more, and I'd still not be convinced that this game would reach the over. At that number, it would take at least 58 points from UMKC, which the team couldn't even manage against Lincoln. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.